I'm amazed that this show has gone on as long as it has. I mean, how does it
That
feel for
sounds like
you?
an insult.
Oh no, 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 no.
No, no, I know.
I promise.
Yeah, I mean, I am too. It's pretty shocking.
How does it feel to be coming into season 13, especially, which is like, to some a lucky number, some unlucky. I mean, how does that feel for you?
That's true. I'm not superstitious, so um, but I do feel something might happen uh right now. Um, it's like I don't know, it's like an old coat now, Archer, like it's comfortable. But in the beginning of the show, you're always uh the everybody involved in the shows are always worried that it's not going to go on. So early in the life of the show, sure, there was more and more surprise that, like, wow, this is. But it built such a following, and it's just, yeah, it's great that it continues.
So, what was your first reaction then to when you saw the scripts for season 13?
They sort of meet them out, like, you get the sort of you get the scripts for the show is pretty much every, like, once a month. So they're always in production, essentially. So you don't see the whole season until they used to sort of give me a call at the beginning of the season and sort of fill me in on the season arc or what Archer's up to or what everybody's doing, especially during the coma seasons. And maybe that started around season 5 with the Archer Vice, when they more did like thematic stuff. And but so yeah, now they just stop calling. They don't really tell me anything, and you just get handed the first script for and then it's off to the races.
Now, do you prefer that surprise of script by script, or do you like knowing the arc ahead of time?
Well, mainly the main note I always get is Archer, even when the series did those deep dives into sort of dreamscapes stuff. Archer and everybody involved, the entourage, the group, they pretty much stay the same. I don't think the only time maybe Chris Parnell played a Nazi and did a German accent, right?
Yeah.
Could be wrong about that. Um, but on the whole, everybody's dynamic stays the same. So that's sort of the task at hand every season. Just get ready to be the asshole that Archer is for 8 episodes.
Well, in that sense, though, I mean, we have seen some development from him over the years. The past couple of seasons, we've seen him try and repair his relationship with Lana, and hopefully
Yeah,
see more of that this season.
Archer's pretty much 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 1 step forward, 2 steps back. So um, and now obviously with the loss of Mallory, I think there's some emotional investment in that, even for the character. That Mallory is gone, and they sort of have, the whole gang had lost their compass. It wasn't the best compass, but it was a compass. Uh, so yeah, there you go.
Since you do mention Mallory, I mean, I just caught up with 12 the other day, and I mean that finale just broke me for the rest of the morning because it
Yeah,
was
that
just
was
so
really,
moving. But I
yeah.
mean, what was your, how did it feel coming into this season without Jessica for the first time?
The show kind of, like, obviously sort of threads in her loss a little bit. So, but I think, like, in a reasonable way. I think, like, Archer still has to stay sort of focused on being a bunch of crazy people who kind of love hate each other, and the show has to continue kind of, almost in her honor. Uh, but so they did a really good job, and obviously when the scene that was sort of the memorial to her, that was hard to do. But I think they also did a good job sort of balancing it and sort of weaving it into what the show is. Sorry, there's geese. I'm surrounded by geese.
All
They're
good.
We're angry geese.
I've got plenty up flying outside my window as we speak, so you're good.
That's good timing.
But yeah, I couldn't agree more. From what I've seen so far, it works really well in this season.
Yeah, and they're kind of like Jessica or Mallory was the kind of the rudder for the group, good or bad. I mean, she's obviously steered them in the wrong directions a lot, and certainly steered Archer as a son in the wrong direction oftentimes. But yeah, I think that the show is going to touch on this season on feeling her loss and what they do without her, but she's being now replaced by this sort of corporate behemoth, and they have to deal with that.
What's that been like exploring that element for you? Because I mean, I love how many different variations this agency has gone through over the years, but their corporate overlords is certainly a pretty funny one, especially given the Fox Disney merger in the past couple of years. I mean, what's that funny like for you?
I didn't think about that, but I wonder if that's a parallel. Maybe you're onto something. Yeah.
I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah, I mean, I think like the show started, it was such a weird concept of this like mom and pop espionage agency. Then, it's run the gamut, being tied to the CIA and now being sort of part of this crazy international spy ring. So yeah, it's a natural progression.
I'm curious to see where it goes next. I mean, it seems like the sky's the limit.
Well, like, for Archer and everybody, like they just, they're going to fuck it up.
Well, that's in their nature, and that's what we still want to see to some degree. Yeah, exactly. But speaking of the future, I mean, this is a show where Adam stopped as showrunner in season 10, I believe it was. And so I'm curious, is there a roadmap for how long everybody hopes the show keeps going, or is it just you want to go until the wheels fall off?
It really, like, for me, it's at this point, I don't want to be crass, but it's a pretty easy job, my part. So that it's really up to the producers of the show who do the bulk of the work and the writers. And like you said, Adam has left the show, but they found really great replacement writers for him. I mean, he was hard to replace, and wrote the entire first 10 seasons of the show, himself. So, but they did like, yeah, I don't know. I think like, just based on these characters interacting, another 40 years.
I'm game if you are.
No, I will be long gone. But yeah, my hope is the show continues for a while. I mean, I think as long as they keep the writing fresh, it's just they're fun characters to watch.
Well, I couldn't agree more. Before I let you go, I did want to ask one more question. We've heard talks about a potential Archer movie throughout the years. And
really?
Now, I've been reading it here and there. And so I'm curious what your what your thoughts are on it, especially seeing as you're just coming off of the Bob's Burgers movie finally gracing our screens.
I guess the gauntlet's been thrown, right? Right? Bob's Burgers, the challenge has been thrown. Like, it's up to Archer now. I think there's always like talk about it. I think people, like, certainly like fans at Comic-Con always ask, and I do think a movie is something fans sort of like, it's kind of a bonus for them. It's just nice to see the show you love get like this cinematic treatment. I think they could do it. I like I said, again, it's up to the people who run the show. There was talk about it being live action, and I don't think I could pull that off. I think I can match Archer maybe drinking, but pretty much nothing else.
Well, maybe they just have you dub over whoever is the physical stand-in for Archer. That way they got someone else.
Right,
well, John, thank you so
like a
much.
spaghetti western.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, John, for taking the time to chat. I greatly appreciate it.
Thank you. Sorry about the geese.
All good. Hope you have a good rest of your week, and hope the geese leave you alone.
All right. See you later. Nice talking with you.